Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm with the 2023 Nissan Armada. The Armada has been around for a while. This current generation came out in 2017. Saw a refresh a couple of years ago, might have been last year, I think it was a year before that. And it's a big, beefy SUV. It is a full-size SUV, 3 rows. One of the last ones left. This size of vehicle is the last of those left still using a V8 engine. Toyota has already moved on. Ford has moved on. We're going to see others, the holdouts, probably moving away from these big, beefy, but not terribly fuel efficient V8s. So this is a 5.6 liter, 400 horsepower. It's a beautiful engine. Nothing wrong with it except, yeah, you're just not going to get any fuel economy out of this thing. But a lot of high points for this thing. 8,500 pounds of towing. Seating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, depending on how you configure it. Most likely you're going to go with that 7. Those rear captain's chairs are sweet. What else have I got to say? This is this is a great SUV. Let's look at the design a little bit, which hasn't changed much in over time. Maybe I can turn around so I don't have the wind blowing my hair down in my face. And then we'll talk about the working end, and we'll get inside a little bit. We'll talk about this 400 horsepower beast. So from the side here, you can see a pretty basic 2-box SUV design. Very, very beefy. It's made to look big. That's probably the biggest design cue going on with this. It is large anyway, so they're just making sure you know that, I think is the way to put it. So not a lot happening in terms of dynamics. Pretty straight lines. The roof is pretty straight. They did not make any bones about the fact that this is a square box SUV. They really want that big SUV feeling and appeal, and that's exactly what they're getting. There is a line that runs all the way around here, kind of a prow line around here, and then continues as the belt line all the way across and keeps going around back on the back. Then the panels just straight S curves, reverse S, but S curves. Pretty standard, makes them fairly flat, but still they have some movement, so there is a bit of light reflection happening to give it a little bit more, I don't know, eyeball appeal, I think. And then the running board, which is functional on this, running down on the bottom. You see the huge wheels on this. That allows them to use slightly thinner tires and just looks really good. This is the top end package, so these are the biggest size you can get. I believe they're 22s if I remember right. Let's see, where's the size on there? Yep, R22s. So these are 22s and beautiful. I love these wheels. They look really good, especially when you offset with this chrome that's happening around here. That chrome just kind of accents everything. So running around, you can see it's a very, very basic but beautiful, really good looking design. Big SUV, again, that's what they're aiming for. Let's go talk about the working end, and then we'll get inside it. So you can see Armada Platinum, and you can see that it is flat. There is very little any sort of curvature happening here. Now there is stuff sticking out and other stuff, but in the end, this is a very flat back end with a large step on the back off the bumper, which is kind of an Armada signature. The QX80 from Infiniti does the same thing, but not quite as robust as this. And this is a steppable bumper, very large, and then hidden under here is your tow kit. Tow kit is standard on this. You don't have to ask for it. It comes standard. When we open it up, you'll see cargo and 3 rows of seating. I've folded one of those down. We had a bunch of stuff in here not too long ago. So I folded the major part of it down. You can see it's a 60-40 split back here. And then those captain's chairs split by that kind of console thing. Now, a big downer to this in particular is when you fold down the captain's chairs, they end up lower than that console by a little bit, so you don't really have a flat. And then you can see there's a big jump up from this seat here, which also does not fold all the way flat. From that seat there that kind of cants upwards, there's a big hump. So if you're trying to load like sheet goods and stuff, you're gonna have to go have somebody on that end to pull them in and set them down. Kind of a pain. But cool thing is, in this Platinum Edition, these right here are buttons that raise and lower these seats automatically. You just push the button and it starts doing its thing. Also, tie downs. I just hit my head. Tie downs, there are a lot of them. There's D-hooks on this end. There's D-hooks right here on this part. And then there's D-hooks further forward on that part. So lots of tie down options, which is nice. Also, there are drink holders for the third row back here, and buttons to, on this particular model, buttons to move those seats, tilt them. They kind of go up and forward like that on an angle to get in and out. Also works with that latch that's right there on the back of that seat. So nicely done there. There is a third seat belt right here that's not deployed because that seat is down. There's a 12-volt socket, a couple other things. Also, you have this little storage spot, which is good for small things, but really you can't even get a loaf of bread in there. It would be too tall. So, you know, as far as that goes, your spare tire is hanging underneath. You can get to it, I believe, from right here. Whoops. I believe you pull this out. No, that's the tire kit. So you actually get to the spare under there. You'd have to pull this cap off. So there you go. This has the rear seat and entertainment and a few other things. Let's go up and talk about the interior some more. Like I said, these back seats are awesome. Also want to point out, this door opens to almost full 90 degrees. Really easy to get in and out. Tons of room back here. So I have this center armrest, a couple of drink holders. There's a little storage bin. Right now it has the headphones for this entertainment system. These screens tilt a little bit. So if you need to move them, it's a little hard. Let me see. Oh, I have to release it, duh. So they tilt a little bit and they snap into place so they don't wobble. You have a headphone jack, USB jack, and HDMI jack. So plenty of options on this one. This one over here plays whatever is piping through this one, which could also be from up there. Up in the front, the driver has some options for things as well. Down here, you have the extra climate controls, the tri-zone. The back seats climate's back here. There's also heated seats right here. The rear compartment right there has a button to open it so you can access it from back here to get into the top part of it. So a couple of downers. These seats are not easily adjustable. How I'm sitting is pretty much how you're going to be sitting. They don't really slide. There's no way to grab anything and move them. They just tilt forward to let people out of the back. There's no back adjustment here. It's way... Oh, there is. So you do have a back adjustment like this. It's tucked way back here. So you can tilt it a little bit, but that's about it. But as you can see, tons of leg room. I am 6'3", and I've got 3 inches pretty close, and I've got at least 2.5 inches of headroom left back here. So that's nice. That's a nice setup. There's lights and other little things. It's really nicely done. Let's go up front for a minute, and then we'll kind of wrap all this up. All right, I'm going to be quick about this part. Interior has not changed a whole lot since the last time I saw one of these, but I will say that you do have, if I did say that there was a DVD player up here, I was wrong. There isn't. I misspoke. There's no DVD player. There is a wireless charger. But anyway, controls are simple and easy. You totally understand what they are. You don't have to look around for them. There's plenty of hard buttons. They didn't shove everything up to the infotainment, which has been a trend that I don't like. Heating and cooling work really well. Such a large cabin, it's surprising how much air movement they get out of this. Really well done there. Lots of storage. This front storage compartment that I can't find the handle for has a huge amount of space in it. So lots of storage there. The design is really cool. My son especially really likes the faux kind of wood they have here. It's a black wood, and the way that it kind of curves like that in here, it looks really good. It's a nice setup for this Platinum Edition. Heated and cool seats in this particular one, heated steering wheel, integrated trailer braking control. So that is also standard as part of towing. If you're towing more than 4,000 or 5,000 pounds and you don't have a way to control trailer brakes, you probably shouldn't be towing. It gets bad if you can't do that. And this, one of the things that happens with the trailer brake control that a lot of people don't know is that when you plug in your trailer and the lights, even if your trailer doesn't have its own brakes, that helps the computer understand the sway that's happening and other things, and also react to what you're doing as far as that trailer goes. So it's important to have that because it's a good communication tool for the vehicle for a lot of things. So yeah, anyway, I think that's it. I love the mirror, by the way. This is one of the first vehicles that adopted the camera-based rear view mirror. So instead of, if you have it flipped down like this, you're looking through the tunnel out the back window. Not a whole lot of info there. If you flip it up, you're only seeing from a camera that's based at the top of that back window looking out. You get a much better view of what's going on. I love those, especially in these bigger vehicles. I would like to see way more of them. Yeah, so that's the interior. Extremely comfortable, very well done. Couple of problems I have with it. This seat will not raise and lower. That's annoying. I really wish I could push it down because with my height, I'm looking out the top third of the windshield, and I'd rather be looking out the middle of the windshield. That's a little bit annoying. Also, I just feel like I'm sitting way too high. It throws off your center of gravity. But other than that, I love the way this drives. And, the acceleration is nice and smooth. The power is always there. It just feels really good. So let's go out and wrap this up. I'm going to say that like 5 times before I actually do it, right? All right, so there you go. That is the 2023 Nissan Armada. Very big, smooth vehicle. Getting a little outdated. Couple of things that annoy me about it. For the most part, though, this is a wonderful full-size SUV. And yeah, just a nice drive, a nice feel to the engine. That 400 horsepower is very smooth coming out. Transmission takes care of it nicely, and it's just a nice vehicle. So kudos, one of the last of the full-size V8s. They're starting to go away. I would expect that we are going to see a new Armada probably for the 2025 model year, probably being announced late this year or early next. I very much suspect that, and I think the Infiniti QX80 would follow along with that, so it'd either come out first or after. So expect to see a new version of this soon. So if you like this older version and you want the V8, because I can almost guarantee it's going to go away with the next generation, you're going to want one of these. So there you go. That's what I got. This has been Aaron, 2023 Nissan Armada. Talk to you again soon. Subscribe.